Do you want to learn how to make more money? Then business owners, I need you to understand how to create a value mindset. In this video, I am going to be discussing my top tips for how to create a value mindset. You know why? Because money follows value. And when you're able to create value, you're going to drive more money and more revenue than you ever thought or imagined. So this is what I need you to be thinking about. In order to have a value mindset, this really means that anytime you're engaging with a client, a potential customer, anybody, I want you to think in your mind, you need to provide that person with value. You literally want to under-promise and over-deliver. And people talk about that all the time, but what does that really mean? Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand how to ask the right questions. You need to understand what is considered to be valuable to your particular client or customer or whomever you're trying to appeal to. That is really where it begins, because where you think the value is, the value may not even lie in that particular perspective. So it's going to be so important to understand how to ask the right questions. And sometimes the way to ask the right questions is to really ask the person, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Can you tell me about your business? Can you tell me what you're dealing with? And then be quiet. I think as business owners, we have a tendency to want to talk.
Am I talking
because
too
we're
much?
on a mission. But this is where you go into a listen-only mode and you listen to what your clients are saying so that you can really understand what it is that they're needing and wanting, and you're able to answer that question by solving their problem based on what it is that they actually visualize as value to them. I want to give you an example of that. Let's say that you walk into the doctor's office and you've been struggling with maybe a stomach pain and it's been driving you crazy. The doctor comes in, the doctor's going to ask you a series of questions, and then he hits upon something and finds out, oh, you know what? You might be actually allergic to that Pepto-Bismol that you're taking, and every time you take it, that stomach pain is getting worse and worse. But if he had not asked you questions and took the time to listen, he would not have been able to solve your problem. So learning how to ask the right questions is a key component to having a value creation mindset. The second tip that you need to realize in order to have a value mindset is to become a problem solver. Actually, people purchase products for two reasons. They solve a problem, cure a pain, or it's something of luxury that's a feel-good item. When you become a problem solver and you're thinking, you know what? I want to solve their problem. If there's something they're dealing with, to be able to get them to a solution as soon as possible, you're going to realize literally that you're bringing the client value. Let me give an example of how I am a problem solver for my clients. And when I am solving problems for my clients, I'm not solving the problem based on Karla. I really want to know, what can I do to bring the client value? So in the middle of my conversations with client, the first thing I say to them, I need to know what I can do to bring you value today. Are you struggling with something? Do you have a question that I can answer? Because we have the next 30, 45 minutes together, and I want to make sure before you leave this call that I'm able to bring you value. I literally ask that question. Why do I do that? Because I want to be able to show them that I am willing to give to them and I'm willing to solve a problem. And it can even be a problem that I cannot solve. Allow me to give you an example. I was talking on the phone the other day on a Zoom call with a client, and this particular client was struggling with trying to figure out how to get his name changed recognized by IRS. That's not something that I actually do, but I have an attorney contact that I know that that's what they do. So right in the middle of that call, I got on my email, I introduced that client to that attorney immediately. I asked a question of the attorney right in that email, right in the middle of the call. I copied the client and I made that introduction. What did I do? I was able to give the client value. I gave them a resource for a problem they have been struggling with. Did Karla get an immediate benefit out of that? Absolutely not.
No, never.
But I want to be a value creator, so I was able to connect my client with somebody that can help them. And the client didn't need to pay me for that. That's just providing the client with that level of value to show them that in this time, this 30-minute conversation, 45-minute conversation, if I can solve your problem, imagine what I can do for you in the long run. So as you are talking to your clients, it's so important to be able to give them some type of value. The third thing that I want you to recognize is that when you are having a value creation mindset, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can bring your clients value. Why is that important? Because if you don't believe in you, who else is going to believe in you? You are your very first cheerleader. You got to be knowing, I can get it done.
I got this.
Because if you are shaky and you don't think you can get it done, you're going to give that vibe off to the client. You got to understand that you are the best at what you do. Not the best of the best, but the best at what you do. The only person that you are trying to outdo is outdo you. You got to realize that you are worth whatever it is that you charge, because you know that you can solve their problem. When you know you can bring somebody value, you don't walk around with imposter syndrome. And that is where you do not believe that you are as good as somebody else. That you know what? I offer this service and so does the person down the street. But I look at the person down the street as being better than me. So I don't think that I can charge the appropriate fees for that. I want to tell you, that's a mindset that I want you to eliminate. You have a value creator mindset. I want to give an example of a time where I felt like that too. I remember when I was first starting off in business, I used to drive by this tax office, and I would literally sit in the parking lot and I would watch the clients walk through their front door. And I used to say to myself, why don't I have a tax office? Why don't I have clients walking through my front door? In my mind, I did not think that I was there yet. I thought that this person was better than I was. There was some magic that they had that Karla didn't have. Then I met somebody that said, Karla, if you're waiting to be crowned the expert, you're going to be waiting all day. You need to realize that you can bring your clients value because you are extremely knowledgeable. You just need to own it. Once I started owning that position, once I realized, I know what I know, I can do what I do, and I can do it pretty well. Absolutely, I can learn more, but I know I can bring somebody value. And once you change your mindset to a value creation mindset, and that's your intention going in the door, you're not going to have any issues with asking the clients for the appropriate fees, because what I said in the beginning is literally money follows value. When you know you're going to be able to give clients value, they're going to be able to see that and they're going to be willing to pay your fees. It's so important that you actually believe in yourself and not be thinking you're second best, because you are the best at what you do. No one has your DNA. No one can do what you do. Maybe there's other people that do tax preparation and do strategy. Maybe there's other people that are out there being videographers. Maybe there's other chiropractors, but nobody can bring a client value like you can bring a client value. And when you keep that mindset, money is going to follow, and you're going to have more money than you think you're going to ever need. And then we're going to be talking about a whole nother set of problems. That's why I want you to walk around with a value creation mindset. I want you to understand, in order to do that, you got to ask the right questions, you got to be able to solve a problem, and you have to believe in you. And when you do, you will not be worrying about money. If you've enjoyed this video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. I want you to turn on your notifications so that you can receive notifications of other videos I would love to share with you so you can continue to grow.